Hi everybody, welcome back to another Yoga with Carrie. Today we're going to be doing a beginner intermediate level class. So this is a full length class. I took it last night and they said it was pretty challenging but definitely relaxing at the end. So bear with me, maybe try and challenge yourself today, coming into poses that maybe you thought you couldn't do but maybe you definitely can. So we're just going to get right into it by coming into a comfortable seated position. I'm in the kneeling position, but you can come into seated, cross your ankles or extend out your legs in front of you. Closing down your eyes and just taking a deep breath. Centering yourself into the class today. Shifting your awareness from the outside to the inside. From off the mat to on the mat. Nothing else matters other than you on this mat connecting with your body right now. So just begin to notice how you feel at whatever time you're at right now. Notice how your body feels. Is it feeling a little heavy, sore, stiff? Maybe it feels great. Then move up to your mind. Is that running wild? Have you had a bad day? I welcome you to just let those thoughts go. Notice that they are there, but don't pay any attention to it. Then notice the breath. Bring your awareness to the breath. Feeling the rise and the fall of the chest, the belly expanding and softening, the sound as the breath comes in through the nose and out through the nose. Take one more of these deep breaths, centering yourself one last time. Inhale. And exhale. Gently blinking your eyes open. Smiling a little bit because you're here taking this class and you are giving back to your body. That's all that matters. So clasp your hands out in front of you and start to just make some figure eights with your wrists. So warming up your wrists today. When you've made it a couple of times around, try and challenge yourself and go the opposite way of the figure eight. As always, takes all of my mental capacity. See, my minds are gone, my words are gone now because I can't even talk right now. Then start to shake out the hands, bringing your hands onto your shoulders, making some big circles. Bringing your elbows all the way up to the roof, shoulder blades together, and then all the way to the front again. Maybe hearing a few cracks. Always happen. Then changing sides, so going around the other way. Not moving your torso, just moving your shoulders. One more round. Bringing your hands to your heart, drawing your shoulders to your ears, and then sighing it out, letting it go. Inhale deeply, exhale, sigh it out. Two more. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Feel all the weight from your shoulders, just release. Then bring your hands onto the mat in front of you. Bringing your knees in line with your hips, spreading your fingers wide. Cat and cow. Inhale. Open up the chest, eyes look up. Exhale, drawing the tailbone down and drawing up the spine, tucking the navel in. Inhale, roll that spine, eyes look up. Cow pose. Exhale, push into the hands, tuck the chin to the chest. Cat pose. One more, inhale, warming up the spine. Exhale. From up the top, draw your right hip to the right side and make circles with your spine now. So drawing your right hip to the right side, dropping it down to cow pose, then drawing your hips to the left side and coming up to cat pose. Going a little bit faster when you think you have it. So just some barrel rolls. Moving through cat and cow, but we're just moving in a circle. And then changing direction. One more. Use the breath. Exhale, coming back to neutral. Inhale, extend out your right leg behind you and start to pulse that leg up and down. Making sure that the hips are in line. The right hip is still down in line with the left hip. Your hip is in line with your ankle. 3, 2, 1. Draw that knee into the nose, cat pose. Pushing into the hands. Exhale, extend. Open up the chest. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale, extend. One more. Inhale, draw it in. Sucking in that navel. Exhale, extend. This time as you draw it in, bring that right knee up to the side and all the way to the back, making as big of a circle as you can. 4 rotations on each side, just warming up the hip. One more. Smaller, as big as you want to make them. When you've made it, draw that right foot to the front of the mat for a low lunge. Bringing your left hand on the inner side of that right foot. Reach your right arm up and over. Bend the right knee more, draw the right knee to the chest, don't let it open out. Drop the hips down a little lower, stretch it all out. Reach through your fingertips. Inhale, eyes look up. Exhale, roll that right shoulder back more, open up the chest more. Then exhale, plant the right hand down on the inner side of that right foot and stretch the left arm up and over, open up the chest. Push the right knee into the right upper arm to twist even deeper. Eyes look up. Drop the hips down. Twist the torso. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Then inhale, plant the hand back down. Step that foot to tabletop. And we change sides. Left foot out behind us. And we pulse up and down again. Hips are in line. Spread the fingers wide. Keep the chest open. Keep breathing. So many pointers. 3, 2, and 1. Draw that knee into the nose. Round out through the spine. Push it into the hands. Draw the navel to the spine. Exhale. Go back out. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale, extend. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This time as you draw in, make those big circles with your hips. Coming all the way to the front and all the way around. 2 more rotations, nice and big. Inhale as you come forward, exhale as you come round. Bringing that left foot to the front of your mat. Plant the right hand down to the right side, reaching up the left arm, open up. Drop the hips down lower. Draw that left knee in towards the chest. Spread your fingers wide. Become engaged in everything that you do. Become aware of what your body is doing. Inhale. As you exhale, plant that left hand down on the inner side of that left foot. Reach the right arm up and over. Eyes look up. Twisting the spine. Not holding any tension in the neck. Dropping the hips down lower. Pushing the knee into the arm into the knee. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, plant that hand down. Spread the fingers wide. Push that left foot back to meet the other. Then tuck the toes behind you and lift your hips to downward facing dog. So this is where you can walk out your dog a little here, move your hips side to side, bend your knees, move your arms, find a comfortable position in this down dog. Then come stationary, spread your fingers wide, roll your shoulder blades away from each other. Suck your navel to your spine again and lift your hips up a little higher. Inhale, right foot up towards the ceiling, point your toe, hips are square. Lifting up a little higher. Try and extend out both legs. Then drop the foot back down to the mat. And we change sides, left foot up towards the ceiling, point your toe. Hips are square. Keep breathing. Inhale, lift up a little higher. Exhale, soften. Slowly drop the foot back down to the earth. Bend the knees, eyes look forward, jump or walk in between the hands. Halfway lift, eyes look up, flat spine. Exhale, soften, bend the knees. Let your stomach meet your thighs. Bring more weight on your toes. Let your head hang heavy. And slowly, vertebra by vertebra, with connection with your body, roll your spine back to standing. Your head comes last. Reach your fingertips to the roof and draw the hands to the heart. Step to the front of your mat if you're not already there. Big toes touching, moving through two sun salutations. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, warming up the body now. Inhale, eyes look up, flat spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back to plank pose. Inhale, open up the chest, eyes look up. Exhale, option here to drop the knees or drop all the way to the floor. Or you can bend the elbows, keeping the elbows nice and close to the body. Coming parallel to your elbows, untucking your toes. Upward facing dog with an inhale. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Gonna do that movement one more time. Rolling into plank, open up the chest, bend the elbows. Coming down onto the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog for 2 deep breaths. Roll the shoulder blades away from each other. Inhale. Exhale, heels meet the ground or as close to the ground as you can. Inhale. Exhale, soften. Then bend the knees, eyes look forward, jump or walk in between the hands. Halfway lift, eyes look up, flat spine. Exhale, soften. Inhale, roll. Show me that connection with the body. Reach the arms up. Exhale, hands meet heart center. One more time. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, notice where your mind is wandering. Bring it back to the breath, bring it back to the mat. Step it or jump it back, plank pose. Lower down on the elbows. Inhale to upward facing dog, squeeze the glutes, drop the shoulders down. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. 2 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, soften. Inhale, bend the knees, eyes look forward, jump or walk in between the hands, softly with control. Forward fold. Inhale, vertebra by vertebra, come all the way to standing, reaching the arms up, drawing the hands to the heart space, centering yourself back in. Notice how you feel right now. Notice how each body part feels. Take a scan. Notice. We're so disconnected with everything that we do all day. Now's just your time just to connect back. Keep that connection going as you reach the arms up. Eyes look up. Exhale, forward fold. Soften the knees. This time just plant the hands out in front of you and step back to downward facing dog. Hips come high. Straight away, right foot up towards the ceiling. Point your toe, hips are square. Now you can move the hips, bend that right knee and draw the right foot to the left side of the body, looking underneath the left armpit at the foot. Open up the hip more by drawing the right knee up a little bit higher to the roof. Keep your shoulders in line. Inhale, lift up. Then exhale, draw that foot in between the hands, softly, gently, to come into high lunge. Drop the hip down a little lower, bring the hands to the knee, and all the way up to standing. Making sure that that knee and ankle are in line, just checking. If you need to move it back or forward, then do so. Really push out through the back heel, lengthening out through the back leg. Right hip back, left hip forward. Open up the chest, eyes look forward or up. Staying here in this strong pose. Engage the core. Inhale, spread the fingers wide. Exhale, deepen that stretch a little more. Then draw all your weight forward onto that front foot and try and come up to standing, drawing the left knee to the heart as you draw the hands to the heart. Finding that balance. We're going to do that 3 more times. So as slow and controlled as you can. Draw that left leg as far back on the mat as you can. And gently place it back down, reaching the arms up, eyes look up, high lunge. Inhale, come forward. More weight is on that front foot, coming into that standing pose. Exhale. Find your stillness. Inhale, reach it back as far as it goes. Reach the arms up, high lunge. Exhale, draw it forward. All the weight is on that front foot. Planting all 4 corners of your feet onto the ground. Exhale, draw it back. Last time. Staying in this high lunge. 1 more breath. Inhale. And then as you exhale, turn your back foot to parallel to the back of the mat. So it's a 90-degree angle. Bending this front knee, reaching the arms out in front of you, warrior 2. Really pushing that right knee out so it's parallel to your toes. Bring more weight onto your back foot, drop your shoulders back and down. Again, another strong pose. So find your strength, find your fire in the pit of your stomach. Challenge yourself to stay here. Sink a little lower if you want to go lower. Use your breath as your fire. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath. Inhale, shoulders over hips. Then exhale, draw your right elbow onto your right knee. Reach your left arm up and over to the front of the room. Roll your left shoulder back. No weight is on this front elbow. All engagement from the core. All that fire in the core. Roll your left shoulder back if you want to go deeper. Plant that right hand down on the inner side of the right knee. Push the knee into the arm into the knee. Open up the chest more, twist the body a little more. Push into that outer back foot. Find your strength. Inhale. Exhale. Then inhale, find your bind if you want to. So this can be bending deeper into the stretch, trying to draw your shoulder down in line with your knee, bringing this right hand behind you and trying to meet your left hand. If it doesn't quite make it, grabbing hold of your any sort of clothing or just leaving them hanging there. One breath here. Inhale, roll that left shoulder back, eyes look up. Feel the strength in your legs. Then exhale, plant your hands out in front of you. Extend out that front leg. You can get a rest. Inhale deeply. Then exhale, bending it again. Planting your right hand in front of your right foot. And bringing all the weight onto that right foot. Lifting your left leg up to parallel to your hips. If you want, bringing your left hand onto your left hip. Opening up your left hip more, rolling your left shoulder back. If you want to go a little bit deeper again, reaching your your left arm up towards the roof. Shifting your eye gaze up for a little bit of a challenge, or keep it down to find your balance. Lengthening out through both side bodies. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, stay. And inhale, plant that both hands down, back onto the mat. Lifting your left leg up towards the roof, point your toes, standing split, trying to draw your forehead to your knee or your shin. Lifting your leg up. Maybe walking your hands a little bit closer to your foot. One more breath. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, drawing that knee to the nose again, coming up to standing. A little bit of a challenge there. Same thing that we did before. Then bend your right knee. Bending your right knee, placing your left ankle onto your right knee. And dropping your hips down. Shifting your weight backwards, all your weight is on your heels. Or just one heel. And you want to be as low as you can. Rolling your shoulders back. You want to feel this in the outer hip of your left leg. Bringing awareness back to the breath. One more. Inhale. Lengthen out through the crown of the head. Exhale, sink a little lower. Then inhale, extend out that leg. Drop both feet onto the mat. Shake out. Shake it all out. You deserve this break. I didn't realize it was so hard. I never do it in my own class, and now I'm like, oh, pretty good. Then inhale, reach the arms up to the roof. And exhale, forward fold. Letting your head hang heavy. Then planting your hands and stepping back to tabletop position, so dropping the knees down onto the mat. Coming into dolphin pose, so bending the elbows, spreading the fingers wide. Your elbows are in line with your shoulders, and then your elbows are in line with your wrists. Roll your shoulders back, open up your chest, and you want to keep looking forward here. You can stay here, or you can tuck your toes and lift your hips up high. Walking your feet a little bit closer to your elbows, rolling your shoulder blades back, shoulders away from ears. Keep looking forward. If you want to go a little bit deeper, slowly bring more weight forward, your shoulders now over your elbows. Trying to draw your forehead to your fingers. Then exhale, push back. Open up your chest and we'll keep looking forward. 2 more. Inhale, coming forward with control. Strengthen the shoulders now. Exhale, push back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, push back. Then slowly extend out your arms one by one, moving back into downward facing dog. Staying here for 1 centering breath. Feeling the energy move up through the hands, to the hips and down through the legs, grounding yourself back down into the earth. Then draw your left foot up towards the ceiling, point your toes, hips are square. Bending that left knee and open up to the right side, drawing your left foot to your right side. Draw your knee up a little higher to the roof. Shoulders are in line. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, push back. Draw that leg up towards the roof and then draw the foot to the front of the mat. High lunge. Hips sink low. Bring your hands onto your knees. And then come up to standing. Sink low, left hip back, right hip forward. Spread your fingers wide, eyes look up. Find your breath. Extend out your back leg a little more, drop a little lower. Inhale. Then exhale, shift your weight onto your left foot, picking up your right foot and coming into standing at the top of your mat. Standing balance, hands meet the heart. 2 more times, so drop that foot back slowly, as far back as you can, keeping your balance. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, draw it forward. Any way that's easiest for you. Or maybe you want to challenge yourself. All about challenging yourself today. Finding that fire that we all have. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, coming forward last time. Then exhale as you come back. Lift your arms up. Drop your back heel down, parallel to the back of the mat. Shift. I'm going to turn around. So you're coming into warrior 2. Bending that front knee more. Open up your hips to the side. Making sure that that back foot is parallel to the back of the mat, 90 degrees. Draw that left knee open more. Reach your arms out in front of you. Draw your shoulders back and down. Spread your fingers wide. Find your drishti, your point of focus. So this is maybe your middle finger and your front hand. Nothing else matters other than this point of focus. Moves us away from our mind to our body. More weight on your back foot. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Sink a little lower. Inhale. Exhale. Plant your left elbow down to your left knee. Reach your right arm up. Roll your right shoulder back. Eyes look up at the ceiling. No weight is on that front elbow. Keep opening up your hips. Trying to shine your chest forward. If you want to go a little bit deeper, drop your left hand down on the inner side of that left knee. Keep your arms lifted forward. And keep pushing your knee into your arm into your knee. With every breath, twist a little more. Deepen that stretch a little more. If you want to go a little bit deeper, finding that bind, drawing the shoulder down in line with the knee, bringing your hands behind you. When you've made it, roll your right shoulder back, eyes look up. Find your happy place. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale, be strong. Then plant your hand back down onto the mat, extend out that front leg. Give it a little wiggle. Say hello to it, because sometimes we don't work those little bad boys hard enough. So now is your time. Then planting your left hand in front of your left foot and drawing all your weight onto your left foot. Reaching your right leg behind you, turning your right foot open to the right side. So that means instead of closing your hip off, you're opening up your hip. Drawing your right hand onto your right hip or to the ceiling. Finding your balance first. Keep both side bodies nice and long. Reach your fingertips to the roof. Keep rolling your right shoulder back. Keep trying to twist your body so your body is opening like your hips are. Keep your hip parallel to your ankle. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale, open a little more. Then slowly plant that hand down. That was a little more graceful than last time. Picking up your top leg to the roof a little higher. Drawing your forehead to your ankle, your shin, your knee. Walking your hands a little closer to your foot. 1 more breath. Inhale, draw more weight onto your toes. And then exhale, bending that right knee, drawing the right foot up towards your chest. Bringing your hands to your heart. We're going into that balanced pose again. So flexing your right foot, drawing your right ankle onto your left knee, and sinking low. Centering yourself, not worrying if you can't find your balance. Find a table if you need to. Maybe today your balance is just not there, and that's totally fine. Roll your shoulders back and down. More weight is on your heels. Find your breath. Keep pushing your right knee down to the ground a little more. Inhale. Then exhale, extend out both legs. Shake it all out. From here, step your feet together and make your way to seated position. Any way you want to do that. Maybe you just bend the knees, trying to keep that heels down onto the mat and softly coming down. When you're there, extend out your legs into a straddle position, flexing your feet, and we're just going to stretch it all out. So nice and slow, move your flesh away from your bums so you're high on your sit bones, and just soften down. Keep the chest forward. Keep shining the chest forward, and that means you're not rounding your spine. Stay here for 5 more breaths. So with every exhale, maybe walk a little deeper. Never become stationary in your movement, because that's where we're not pushing out of our comfort zones. Not pushing to pain, just pushing past those limitations that we've set in our mind. Two more deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, soften a little deeper. Walking your hands back towards the center. Bringing your right leg in front of you, drawing in your left. If you can hear some sounds, then that is my sister unloading the dishwasher, which is quite annoying, but we're going to bear with me, please. Drawing in your left leg to your heel towards your bum, so not nice and close to your leg. There wants to be a space there. Then, if you've got your right knee bent, I think I said that, draw your left elbow to your right knee, twisting your spine, drawing your right hand nice and close to your sitting bones. Inhale, lift up through the sternum and the crown of the head, and exhale, twisting your body behind you. With every inhale, extend out through your spine. Exhale, roll that right shoulder back more. Twist a little deeper. Keep flexing that front leg. Use the breath. Inhale. Exhale, twist. And inhale, look forward. Exhale, coming all the way back to the front. Extending out your front leg. Drawing in your left leg. Flexing your right foot. Bringing your right elbow onto your left knee. Your left hand behind your sitting bones. Flexing your hands. So spreading them really wide. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Imagine that your core is like a washcloth and you're trying to twist your core, and that's going to get the stretch where we want the stretch, or we want the twist. So keep imagining as you inhale, extend, and exhale, twisting that core. One more breath. Inhale, extend. Exhale, twist. Inhale, look forward. Slowly come back out of that. Let your both legs come out in front of you. Move your spine any way it wants to move. Before bending your knees, coming to the front of your mat, feet hip distance apart, bringing your hands onto your knees, rolling your shoulders back and down, open up your chest. Exhale, roll your spine, tuck your chin in, and one vertebra at a time, keeping your feet down, rolling all the way to the mat. When you're there, you can come into a shoulder stand if you know how to do that, which is just lifting your legs up to the roof, drawing your elbows as close together as you can, walking your hands up further to your upper spine with every exhale, flexing your feet, squeezing your glutes, keeping your chin away from your chest if you can. And staying here for 10 breaths. So if you don't want to do this one, just come into Shavasana and I will meet you there. So you can stay here for 10 breaths, pause this video, and then come into Shavasana when you're ready. When you've made it to Shavasana, find your breath again. Maybe elongating the inhale and the exhale. Clearing the mind of any unnecessary thoughts. This is just your time. And one by one, relaxing all the body, letting it sink into the mat. Softening the feet, softening the legs, feeling your glutes and your hips relax. Let all the tension in your stomach and the outside and the inside fall away. Relax your spine all the way from the bottom to the top. It's the most important thing in our body. Can you let it go? Relax your fingertips, your hands and your arms. Feel your shoulders and your neck sinking into the earth. Feel your head and all your facial muscles. Let go. And finally let go of your breath. Let go of your mind. And just become almost weightless. Like you're floating in between the connection of your body and the earth. Just noticing the energy move. Everything is around us is energy. You are energy. So just let that be. Stay here for as long as you would like. Coming out of it slowly when you need to. But I thank you all for joining me today. Namaste.